Oh wait, I'm live. Okay. Hello. Okay, I think my mic sounds off. 1 second. Just 1 sec. Okay, I think my mic. Okay, the display isn't working. Alright, 1 second. Uh-oh. Just a second. There we go. Okay. So we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe because that's the first one I found on Steam. I hope audio and everything is okay. It's been a while since I've last streamed, so we're just gonna get to it. So I've watched people play the Stanley Parable when I was younger, but it's kind of loud. 1 second. But I haven't played it myself, so we're just gonna see how this goes.
This is the story of a man named Stan.
Okay, that should be good. All right, we're gonna start. I remember that one ending where he left the building, but that's about it. Because I was kind of young when I watched it happen.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I remember this.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
That's what I'm doing.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Wow.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Why does he drift? That's weird. Okay. So you can hear me clicking. Oh, the time actually passes. And I can't jump. Okay. Just the phone. All of that. Wow. I need to turn the sensitivity down. That's crazy. I think that should work. That's better. Okay. What does that say? I hate Mondays. Okay, standard office, I guess. Oh my gosh. What is with this motion, bro? Okay. That's room 429.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, my
What
door's
did it
closed.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What if I don't go to the meeting room?
No
I keep
matter how hard
trying to
Stanley
jump,
looked,
and I just can't.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh no. Who farted? Oh, that computer is still on. Not anymore. Okay. What do these say? I like work, I just hate my boss. Smile. Okay.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't
call
let
out.
go. Please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
What achievement?
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
I don't know
No,
what he's talking about.
I can't just give these merits
Wait.
away for such little effort.
If I
A
hold
measly
down
5
right click,
clicks.
it just moves for
Now
me.
suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I'm not pressing a keyboard button right now. Wait, I'll butterfly click it.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing.
I did actually look through the Steam achievements, and I did see this was an achievement, so I'm just gonna go for it.
50 clicks.
Hear that? Oops. Hear that? That's butterfly clicking, man.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for
I'm
valiant
hustling.
effort.
I'm
I want to see
hustling.
some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to
I'm
go all
committing.
the way, no matter what the cost.
I'm trying to not
Why
talk
don't
over
you
the
go
narrator.
Put 20 clicks into door number 417.
No. I'm trying to get a soundboard app up. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna stop that. Yeah, so this is me coming back to the game. I don't really know what I'm doing, but you know, I'm just playing around. Just chilling. Okay, I'm getting kind of bored. I don't know how many times I've clicked. Okay, I'm kind of over it. Okay, we're actually gonna do stuff now. I'm gonna try to move with the mouse so you don't hear my loud keyboard, but no guarantees. Oh, what's there? Okay. So every computer I click turns it off, and I can't turn it back on. Let me in. So that we can probably get in there soon. Username is access. It turns off. I'm an explorer at heart. Okay, where am I going? Meeting room? I feel like he's moving so fast. He shouldn't be moving this fast as an office worker. What's in there? There's just a lot of phones. I want to get in the ceiling, but I can't crouch. Are there controls? Ah, there are. So you actually can't jump. Oh, you can crouch with control. Ah, there we go. I want to get in there. Where am I going? Okay. So these are all the rooms. I also want to get in there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not doing that.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
someone
he
dropped
wanted to stop
something.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That computer in there is still on. I want to turn it off. Was this the room we saw earlier, or am I bugging out? I think I might be bugging out, but I do think it was the one from earlier. And all of the freaking doors are locked, so I can't even explore.
Yes, truly a room worth
There's a notepad.
admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I thought I could get up in there.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I want coffee. So can I really just not grab anything? I'm just adventuring.
Yes.
What does that say?
Really, really worth it
Fuel.
being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Woo.
Really worth it.
Woo. Okay, we're gonna
Eager to
proceed.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't want to. Oh, I just got achievements. Let's go. It said I can't jump. I don't want to go in there. I'm gonna go straight. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. I am not lying. Okay, so this
Stanley
is...
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Bro just cut me off. Okay, so... yeah, math stuff and other stuff. What's in... I probably should have gone into the meeting room. It looked fun. I still can't open that. I need a key card for that. Can I pick up key cards or can I just not? What happens if I jump?
Look, Stanley, I think... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so now we've discovered
All of his
everything.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Do these things change,
Stanley
or am I just
decided
bugging
to
out?
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we're going to the right again, but we're going to not jump off this time. So we're gonna take the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way.
We're ignoring the
to
narrator,
meeting
by the
room,
way.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by
Bro,
the
I'm so
employee
tired,
lounge
man.
first, just to admire it. Wow.
Okay.
Yes, this room.
I do vaguely
But eager to
remember
get back to
something
business,
with
Stanley
the
took
room ahead of
first
us
open door on his
happening
left.
before, but I don't really remember. Wait, low-key, do I have
Stanley
one
was so
viewer?
bad at following
Welcome!
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. So I'm not gonna jump this time.
Look, Stanley, I think
I'm
perhaps
just gonna
we've
look
gotten
around.
off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
Where am I
your
going?
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
You think I
fact
could make
is
that?
the story has been about nothing. Really?
Whoa.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero
Let's go.
consideration for others? Are you that
I want to go
convinced
in
that I
here.
want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince
Why
you
is
of
he
this,
mad?
but I really do want to help you, to show
Thank
you
you.
something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Should I? I don't know what I should do. I don't trust the narrator.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
The door is
Stanley walked
gone.
through the red door.
I'm gonna go through here again.
I still don't think we're communicating.
What if I was
properly.
colorblind?
Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, the blue door is right there.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know
I feel
so
kind of bad.
badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop
Uh-oh.
you. You see?
What?
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were
I
never
can't
supposed
jump.
to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Ooh, this is
Was it
fun.
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do
Brother.
not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did.
I want to get
In
over
the end,
there.
It was all for nothing.
you see that?
Because this is what you wanted to see.
I want.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made
Bro
this
is upset.
game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
He's mad.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay, we're gonna take the route.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with
wanna
this
go
new
over there.
version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest.
I'm gonna say 5.
I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I just like disobeying him. I'm gonna say a 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I
I
was
want
onto
to
something.
jump, man.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come
I
from?
wanna jump. Let
How
me
did
out.
I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly.
I don't have a
calling in your
shadow.
gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
Look at that
You can't
button.
teach that, Stanley. Don't even try.
Can I come out now?
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. Can I come out? I want out. Good job, good old Neil. Does it it doesn't increase while I go. Oh, oops, I should probably be reading that. I am Stanley 427. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others, blah, blah, blah. Have I really? I've been playing that for longer than 7 minutes. Why not ask friends for help? Friends list empty. Yeah, I don't have friends on Steam. Does it increase while I take steps? I don't know. Okay. We're gonna take the right door again. Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel
Yes.
motivated to keep
Absolutely.
walking through the doors? Again, honest
Yes.
answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot.
Always.
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
I like how sassy the
You
narrator
wouldn't mind
is.
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
This is
Let
fun.
me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards
This is funny.
danger. You click the button to move him back to
I'm
the
just gonna
right,
let it burn.
And if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Hello?
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation
Aw.
and tedium
Oh, wait,
of
no.
endlessly
It's kinda ugly from
confronting the
up close.
demands of family life.
From far away, it's
I
cute.
think the art world will really take notice.
Can I go in the
but
fire?
Of course, the message of the game
Brother.
only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Is it gonna keep me
Be sure to
here?
keep notes on your experience.
We're gonna let the baby burn.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Second
Because if
option.
it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of
Can
a
we just
single
restart
thing
the
that might
game?
improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so
Meow.
awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
Roblox.
Yes.
It's like keyboard
This
noises
seems
when I
like it'll
click.
work. Let's give it a shot.
This is fun. Oh my gosh.
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
This is
What's our
Firewatch, right?
backstory? What is our motivation?
I think it is.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
The Patriots. What does that say?
Yes, that must
Death
be.
strikes at
What a
2.
fascinating
The birds of
venture into the
Wyoming and a
experience of
singular
total
mind.
mental depravity. So
This is
far,
fun.
I love everything about this game, Stanley.
This is-
and it seems
I have
there's even
Bleach.
more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
That was the Minecraft door sound. What? I can't interact with stuff, I'm just looking. What if I stay in here? Yeah, what if I just stay here? I'm not letting him control me. Wait, I'm trying to find something.
Artists who can't sing versus artists who can sing.
I got a soundboard.
My name is David. Dad, I want some ice cream. David.
Okay. Can I jump? What's down there? There's a shed with a generator, I think. Oh, there's a way down, I think. Oh, and I went the wrong way. Okay. I'm walking a lot slower out here now, though. It's a little strange. My name is Edwin. I made the mimic. Is this actually just gonna be Firewatch or whatever it was?
No, it can't be.
What? What's down here?
It is. It's an open world game. Good
Yes!
God, quickly block it off.
Wait,
Thank goodness, Stanley.
let me out.
Close call.
I want to climb.
You nearly wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions,
fully
no
walled
path
off.
to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Are they all going to be
Something
open
with
world?
walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Okay. Is this
Wonderful. See, this is exactly
Rocket?
what I
This
had
is
in
Rocket
mind.
League.
Just a nice big box for you to run around.
And I can't
in.
even
There
run.
isn't any possibility that you
Brother.
could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game,
How can I get
I will
lost?
be phenomenally impressed.
Is there like any way for me to? I can't even go on.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of
I'm going
cars
for the
here
ladder.
in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here.
Where?
Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Yes, we shall.
I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Can I get crushed by the ball? This is fun, actually. Why am I so little? Oh, it's letting me run now.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Yes.
Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Unbelievably
Stanley, I
better.
have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but
Oh
if
crap, wait, no,
one
I'm gonna
ball
miss it.
generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls
Yes.
makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here
Bro, I'm
comes
so
another
slow, I
ball.
can't even catch up with the ball. I'm trying to get it.
Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing,
Wait.
doesn't it?
Bro, my aim
I'm like a
sucks.
child in
Hello?
a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Heck yes. Okay, wait. I think I'm gonna get it in. Yes! Can I get in there? I can.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Yes! Sports ball.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will
Oops.
you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
Yes, I can. So I'm alone now. So let's see how tall Stanley is. So if eye level is like 5'4" for him, he's probably like 5'8". That's such a bad estimate. So actually, uh-oh. I was trying to explore more, but I guess not. Where am I? This is like the evil version of the Stanley Parable. I'm actually kind of scared. I'm not good with horror movies. And I still can't open any doors. Where am I going? Hello? Am I in the back rooms? Wait, am I number 427? I can find my office. Like they have stuff going on there. I think the light is a good sign. What ending is this? Oh, and there's security cameras. What do I do? Hello? Uh-oh. I fear... Hello?
I
Uh-oh.
wonder what he found.
I found my
What he
room.
wanted was to be the leading man in his own story. Well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
The back
I wonder if he's
rooms.
happy with his choice. And
I
he's
am.
learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
We're talking like a breakup.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
Truth.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
That's
Very
ominous.
soon. I can wait.
Are we just gonna sit here? Because I have a soundboard, man. I'm gonna entertain. And we're back. Okay. So everything looks the same.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Okay.
did it mean?
We're gonna
Stanley
follow...
decided to go to the meeting room.
We're gonna
Perhaps
disobey
he has
him
sent
and
you
then
Mr.
follow
Memo.
his directions when he starts getting sassy. And then see where that takes us. I love story
When
games.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay, and then we're just
Stanley
gonna run
knew it
through all of
perfectly
this.
well.
Speed run.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime.
Okay,
A work
and we
of
ignore
art.
this.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Should I
took
obey
the
him
first
now?
open door
No,
on his left.
because last time I went on the cargo thing and I jumped off, and that's what made him
Stanley
mad at
was
me.
so bad at following directions.
So we're gonna
It's
go
incredible he wasn't 5
on
years
here and
ago.
actually go where the cargo hold takes us instead of jumping there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
And then we've already killed ourselves here, so I know what's going on now.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
I'm kind of
fact is
thirsty.
that the
I want some
story has
water.
been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
The narrator.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for
Who is her?
I'm asking for her.
Wait, he has a wife, right? Doesn't
This is it,
she? Doesn't
Stanley.
he?
Your chance to redeem
He has a
yourself,
wife, and I remember
to
there's
put
like a
your
telephone
worth
thing.
aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Aww. Kind of sweet. If I just click on everything, there's a new ending, trust me. Is this that? I knew it! I called it! I literally
That's her,
remember.
Stanley. You
Freak
need
Bob
to be
is
the
calling.
one to do this.
Okay, I'll reach out. I'm so confused. What's going on? What?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Yes?
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Where
I'm
are
just
you?
pulling the bread out of the oven.
Yummers.
All right.
I can't move.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Oh no. Hey,
Gotcha.
put some clothes on, you
come
freak.
on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm
That's
trying to make a
mean.
point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
What?
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I'm not listening to him.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
That's kind of scary. That's ominous, man. Let me out. What do you have going on there,
This is
girl?
a very sad story about the death of
Is
a
he gonna
man
kill
named
us?
Stanley.
I don't think I will. Why? We're the same height. Interesting. Can I get into the bedroom? Can I? I'm not pressing the button. We're not pressing the button. Hello, my one viewer. How was your day?
We never cry.
Sorry, I don't have any other things to entertain with. We can play these. Okay, I'm not funny enough to keep this quiet. We're
Stanley
pressing
is quite
T.
a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Hey, that's mean.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told
Is he trying to
do.
make me obedient?
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
I'm not trying to look at her
One might
boobs.
even
I'm trying to
feel
look
sorry
at her
for him,
feet.
Except that he's chosen this life.
Feet. I tried to get Sherry to join in on this, but she wasn't available.
But in his mind,
But
in his
spring break
mind,
is
he can
next
go on
week, so
fantastic adventures.
Sherry's gonna be
From
streaming with
behind his
me.
desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Ooh.
And each day that he returned to work
Was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. I want to watch TV. Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes.
he began to fantasize about his own job. First,
Wow.
he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building
Is this the
had
truth?
suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Yuck.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors
Oops.
and that he could go through
The narrator's
either.
mad.
At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind
And
each
each
door.
door.
The
mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. Yeah, take that, bitch. I said words with you.
As he wandered through
Whoa.
this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby.
Yay.
And he called it
The Stanley Parable.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he
relived it again.
and then again, and
again, over and over,
wishing beyond
beyond
hope that it would never end,
that he might always feel this free.
Surely there's
an answer down some new path. Mustn't there be?
Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
But there is no
Oh,
answer.
dang.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Dang, I can't even get to the
longer he
bedroom.
spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Uh-oh. Finally.
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as
Dang.
long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I will not. We're going to be scrolling down on the soundboards while we're waiting.
Let's go gambling! 小红书，小红书，小红书。小红书，他的心情
These are really unfunny. I don't know why they think this is funny.
I am Steve.
See, look at us not pressing this button. Okay, we're pressing the button. We're pressing the button.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't.
I'm eating
Not in the
a
way
lollipop.
I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply say to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. Well, not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. Perhaps, maybe and I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Dang, that's mean.
And I tried.
Bro. Is it 4:27? That would be interesting if it was. Wait, no, it's 11. 21.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Goodness, this just keeps repeating.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, now we're gonna actually listen to him. Wait, no.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna do the thing, but get to the colored door section, and then listen to him after that.
Well, perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'll go in there soon.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think...
Look, that door is open. I want to go down there.
Here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Ready?
But the fact is that the...
Oh, I missed.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do...
I need to wait longer.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Dang it. We're running.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Not true. Good lollipop, guys.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
We're running.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded.
We will
butterflies
actually
in his
make the
stomach,
jump this
but
time,
eager
and then
to
it'll
get
be
back to
okay.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. We will not be doing that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
Okay, we're gonna wait a little longer before we jump off.
Look, Stanley,
Because last time I didn't
think
wait
perhaps
long
we've
enough, now it's a
gotten
bad
off on the
idea.
wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in
someone else can be difficult.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you
Ready?
all this time.
Nice.
Really?
Okay.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
What's in there?
I don't know how to convince
Nothing.
you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
What's stressing me
Stanley
out is I don't know if
walked through
there's
the red
multiple
door.
endings depending on how many turns you wait to obey him. But so like I'm like,
Perhaps you misunderstood.
okay, I'll take the freaking
Stanley
red door.
walked through. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Thanks.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Where am I going?
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think
There's
I
a
have a
door on
solution.
each side, maybe?
Here, let me show you.
That is so sketchy. Is this gonna be the wife thing again?
What do we want?
I don't
What are we
know.
looking for?
Oh, I can't even jump off. It's not a path.
Here.
Oh wow, this is fun.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's down there.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel
Wow.
happy. I actually feel happy.
Yay. This is pretty. It's very blue. But I want to leave. Is this gonna do something else? Is it gonna like light up? Oh wow! This is so pretty. Are they gonna make like a little star thing or like? It's like the black hole picture, kind of. Or a flower. And I still can't jump, bro. This is very fun, very interesting. It's green now. Okay, we're leaving. I'm done.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'll go back.
Right. Where were we?
So it's just a light show. Okay, I'm kind of done. I feel kind of bad for the narrator. What is this? It's a girl and a squirrel with a sunshine. With a sun.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs.
I don't think I
If you hurt
will.
yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
What? I won't.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Ooh, edging the building. Wait, I'll go back. I feel kind of bad for him. We'll go there one more time, then come back up the stairs, then kill ourselves. There we go. That will work out, I think. The Stanley Parable lore. Oh, it keeps cycling. Oh, wow, that's
Good.
very pretty.
Good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay
Wow.
here.
That's very pretty. It's like a screensaver. Nice. It's very bright. It's kind of hurting my eyes. That's kind of online of me. Okay, I'm going back.
No. What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved.
Well, I
here.
mean, we reset it, but then it's like, I remember it, so I don't...
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
I don't know. Okay. Ready? We're gonna 360. Woo!
No!
What?
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried
What if I
there
head
for a
back?
moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Next time I'll just obey him in the first place. Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going until I die then. I'm walking slower now. Bro broke a bone.
No. No, what are you doing,
It's okay.
Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away
It's
from
okay,
me. I
it's
can't go
okay.
back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Oh wait, I feel bad now. I'll just stand here. It's okay. It's okay. Wait, I'm gonna try to get on the edge. Like... Oh, dang.
Stanley, let's go back
Oh,
to
I
the other
feel really
room.
bad now.
Can you do that for me?
He's anguish.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
What happens if I just stay there?
I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
What is the lore? I'm gonna look up the Stanley Parable lore. Parable. Yeah. Parable lore. Okay, we're gonna jump again.
No.
Perhaps not. It's okay. He's upset. I kind of like how they make you walk slower after you fall.
My God. Is this really
No, I like
how much
it.
you dislike my game?
I like
That
it.
you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
That's not
You were
true.
literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
You're not. No. I just want to explore. Wait, what if I try to go for the stairs there? Aw.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore.
He sounds so sad.
I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to
Oh,
ask.
okay, I'll actually listen to
It
him
looks
next
like you
time.
wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Oh, that's so sad. It's depressing. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Is it over?
Oh, this is
It's
sad.
going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh. All right, we can walk again.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting.
What is
was
he
it a
saying
painting
now?
or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Is all of his dialogue going to change now? I just wanted to screw around a little bit. I think he's gonna change. Dang it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Fine.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. But I want to take the one in the
This
corridor.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted
We
to
just
stop
keep
by the
going.
employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand,
Majestic. Perhaps
but
too
eager to
majestic.
get back to business, Stanley
Okay,
took the
we're gonna
first
take the
open
first
on
door
his
to the left. Boom.
And so he detoured
We actually
through the
do it.
maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on.
This is interesting. Ooh. Elevator.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
He did not.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Very
So
true.
now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
I unfortunately do not know my lefts and rights. Just kidding. I want to go through this. Do I have to? Okay, fine.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Hey.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Can I
What was I thinking?
do something?
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Should that really be on? Oh, is this the control room?
No. This isn't right at all. You're
Oh,
not
it's
supposed
security
to be here
cameras.
yet. This is all a spoiler.
Uh-oh.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get
What's
back
down there?
to,
I want to get down to
who
those
am I
platforms.
kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Where's
And
our
this time,
security camera?
Suppose we don't
427.
wander so far off track, hmm?
Where's
Okay,
427?
From the top.
There's our security camera.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Is this
Perhaps
like
he had
a
simply
time
missed a
loop
memo.
thing? Okay, so now we're gonna go there again and go left.
When
What?
Wait, what? No, I restarted.
Uh-oh.
I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
Did something change?
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that
No.
room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
True.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come,
Ooh.
Stanley. Let's find
This is kinda fun.
the story.
I want to go back there. That looks mysterious. Oh, it's like the doors won't close. These little blurbs are looking interesting. Where is the story? We are on the prowl to find the story.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I
Whose
can
fault
promise
is
you
that?
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Maybe.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. I was exploring. Okay,
All
this
of his
time
co-workers
we're
were
not
gone.
gonna obey him
What could it
again.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Where did the story
It's
go?
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. That looks the same. That letter was there, I think. And that was also there. Is this different? I swear that's different. That looks interesting. Are we just going back to the office again? What?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Where's my
No,
desk?
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
Bro.
retrace our steps.
What?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
This
I
might
don't
be.
think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is
This
that
place
correct?
seems like it would smell really good.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Woo!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Thank you.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Yes, I
Some
did.
people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Womp
Okay.
womp.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right.
Oh, wow.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Huh. That's a new area. So I'll follow it.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Onward.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story. Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying
Please
a
don't
journey
close behind
such
me.
that a destination is inevitably conjured
Oh,
into being
I still follow
via the
the
very
story.
manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that
Hey.
the nature of existence is in fact
the
a
wall.
byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay.
What is
now,
the
if my
storyline?
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
What is bro yapping about?
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yes. Oh, wow. Monthly ledgers. Employee 432 peer reviews. Whoa. A lot of reviews there. I feel like I can't think. It's really loud. Bro.
Wait, cut the music. Go back
Uh-oh.
and look at that fern.
I don't want to.
Stanley, this fern will be
Okay.
very important.
Remember
later
the
in
fern.
story.
Noted.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully.
Remembering.
You won't want to miss anything.
I remember the fern. I'll take a picture. Picture has been taken. We'll remember the fern. Oh, we're going
Wait,
for a
what?
loop.
We're back at the office.
Uh-oh.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Again?
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Tisk,
after
tisk, tisk.
everything
That
we've
one's
been
still on.
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Dang. With the line?
You know what, Stanley?
Oh, okay.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
So true.
We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
We can.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Interesting.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Super
Just me
exciting.
and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
Fun story.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want...
Oh, no,
Oh.
not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I like the trademarks in the captions. Oh, it's up the ceiling. Where is
A
this?
choice.
Aha!
We get to make a decision.
This is
From
like the
here,
last
the
one.
story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
And I can do
Okay,
that now that
so
I
I
figured
know that
out
each door
how
has
to do the thing.
lead
What if I go in the
somewhere,
opposite direction?
Which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here.
Yes.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
Yes.
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And
Maybe.
since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
I want to take
Another
the left
victory
one.
for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
Wow.
That's really how all this goes? It's all...
We're on the fourth
determined?
restart. Uh-oh.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Uh-oh.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know.
Yep.
I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Uh-oh. Dang. Bro, again? Okay. So now we kind of know what's gonna happen.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we're gonna disobey again, but I guess that's what happens when I don't
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Look, I'm actually taking the right way.
Yet
Meeting
there was
room.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Financial panic. Okay, so these are the meeting schedules. Meow, meow, meow. Interesting. Do not alter. Can I alter it? No, I can't. Okay. Is the slideshow changing? Huh. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was
There's
nothing
so much
here,
waiting here.
so he turned around and got back on track.
This is nice. I like this.
There was nothing here. No choice to make,
Okay, I'll
no
leave.
path to follow, just an empty broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley
We're
walked
going
upstairs
downstairs.
to his boss's office.
Oh! It's intimidating. What does this say? Hi. Hi, Lamar? I can't read that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Is
All
this like a
because
little
he
code?
believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
No.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked
That's
down?
very true.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
They
Were
are.
simply repeating. No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't
We're on the
found
5th
the word
reset.
for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Truth.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going
Yay.
to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Yep.
I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the
Whoa.
ground.
I had a dream about
Then
this
he
once.
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it
I'm not
too
floating
appeared.
anymore.
It was so much fun,
Well,
and
yay.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Where did the stars go?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Good question.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
What if I go the other way?
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Yep.
How else would the voice explain all that?
Truth.
This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
Preach.
Surely, if he could just... He would
What?
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was
Am I
a
gonna
dream.
kill myself again?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt
Wake up.
the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up,
He
thought
thought to himself.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Stanley Parable.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
He doesn't have a wife.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I got my bag of chips.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Ah!
And everything went black.
Dang it.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Does she press
rose,
buttons?
got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Uh-oh.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Nice.
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Hurry!
Very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow. Bro. The time isn't different. I was just
Just a
bugging.
step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Oh?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I want to go back there, but it closed off. Dang. Whoa! Where am I going? Is this...
Hello, and
Whoa.
thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful.
Yay.
I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Coffee nut.
Okay, so far
Yum.
it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
Yes, Stanley. Ooh.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump. Yes. But I don't want to use all my jumps. So just like a plug. I love jumping. I've been trying to jump this whole time. Where's the limit of the jump circle? Yes. This is great. Incredible. Hello, viewer that is watching this if you're not Sherry. Yes. Wow. This is incredible. Oh, okay. I think that satisfied me.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yes.
Another elevator.
Live, laugh,
Stanley,
elevator.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Why?
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for
But it's fine.
exciting new content? If
Yes.
this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Yay.
Very good.
Jump box
Yes.
again, please.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I enjoyed it very much.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan
This is
base
fun.
rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started
You tell
on the
'em.
level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Preach.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley
Yes.
Parable is really about.
I actually
No
took a
frills,
picture of the confusion
no
ending so we
gimmicks.
can see where we
Just
are.
you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, we haven't gone there. Wait a minute. I hate Mondays. Okay, there's a picture of the original office. And we're going up the stairs.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Wait, I want to look first. Okay, fine. This is intimidating.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well,
Yes.
it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
True.
So
What
I
is
made
this?
something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Oh, it's the
Take a look.
outdoors.
I call it the Memory
Wow.
Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak
Oh, this is
experiences
nice.
of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game
2013.
originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Mozilla Firefox. Hello. $1. Wow. Go outside. Unachievable. Wow. So fun. This kind of reminds me of Midsummer. Oh, wow.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Wow.
Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was
I like
all of
this
them.
room.
And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A
Aw.
lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
What's down here? Knowing your city. Okay. We're just exploring. Sorry, my commentary isn't very good because I'm so tired. That's Stanley. How do I get out? This happy button. I am 29.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game.
How nice.
9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
So
It
true.
just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on.
What?
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Oh,
What's this? What's down here? Oh, no.
Reviews.
God, no.
Uh-oh.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam.
Oh,
the
no.
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
uh-oh. People on Steam are kind of stupid. I don't think they got it.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Wait. I could get in that area, maybe. I can't. Okay. I want to read more bad reviews. This is funny. See, there's a good review. While the idea for the game is good, it becomes very repetitive and boring fast, despite all the alternative endings and game cameo experiences. This game is titled thought-provoking, but you get the idea. It tries to communicate pretty fast, and then it is just repeating the whole no choice in game thing over and over again. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preaching ace gets annoying fast, as it is neither a revelation nor very interesting.
To be honest,
It is thought-provoking only in the first few minutes.
Dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Positive review there.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Dang.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that.
Can I go in the water?
If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Dang it. Wait. What if I leave? I can't.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
Oh, I have a
no more
cursor
listening
now.
to me rambling on and on and on. No,
We'll listen to
no.
him.
The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming...
Interesting.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought?
We're skipping.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption,
I'm gonna go get a
you can
snack.
wag your fingertips
BRB.
to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this.
Yeah, Cookie
and whether
9.
they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
We are back. 1 second. He stopped talking. Hello? I thought the whole point was for him to stop, not talk. Wait. How long has he been? What did he say last? I don't know. Okay. We're just gonna skip.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley.
Thank
now,
you.
I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself.
He's lonely.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
You made the
Where
game.
did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there?
Yes.
I swear there was. Where did it go?
Is he going
Can you
crazy?
maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could
I'll try.
slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a
I'm
door
trying.
of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find...
Skipping.
Stanley,
Hello.
please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Whoa.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Oh no.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I
Don't
can't
press it
control
then.
anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself.
Dang.
I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken. If only
gonna
it
skip.
pleases this one... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're
The
back.
plant is dying.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to
Oh
again.
no.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
The plant.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story.
I don't really care.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
In the womb.
Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every...
Is he gone? Or asleep? Hello? Is he okay? Is that like the low battery thing? And the clock broke. Only needs to change the battery on that.
But they didn't understand the game
Oh my
was
gosh.
never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course,
You tell 'em.
absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being.
Is he gone again? I think he changed the battery.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never
Is
the
he
end,
okay?
is never the end, 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 is
The
never
pipe
the
is
end,
leaking.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
I can get a shower.
Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
It's kind of bars.
It's
never the end, is never the end, is never the
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is
Yeah.
never the end, is never the end.
My name is Stanley.
Is never the end, is never the
Yeah.
end, is never the end.
My name is Edwin. I made the mimic.
Is never the end, 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 is.
Are the pipes still leaking? Look, you need a shower. Oh, the pipes are really leaking. Bathing. Wait, is the plant getting watered? I hope it is. 'Cause I feel kind of bad about it dying. If it's been that long, how come the plants haven't, like, decomposed more? Interesting. Oh! No! No, the plant. That's really upsetting. Poor plant. It did not deserve that. So, the pipes burst or something. And the ceiling broke. And the wall broke. Oh! There's sunlight. So it's like... yeah. Dirt and then the broken building. And the pipes and the tree. No. Oh, wow. Is the tree okay? Where's the tree? The tree is still not grown. Is this the fern that he was talking about? But the tree still hasn't grown. There's berries. There's ivy. More berries. And the plants are growing. Plants are gone. Did they burn? That's kind of scary. Hell no. Absolutely not. Huh. We're sideways. I can't skip again. I'm gonna go off in the distance. I think those are trees. Uh-oh. Bro.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Well, now I'm paranoid. Oh.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
The elevator again? One sec. 1 second. I am back with water from my dad. Let's go. After this ending segment, I might stop because I need to do my homework.
On the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
True.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
True.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever...
What is the music?
The Stanley Parable 2.
Wow. For 2?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley
I love this
Parable
song.
2, now that's an artistic
I
statement.
see the crystal
right there.
raindrops
It's
fall.
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What does it say? Meeting at 2 p.m. 2 doors. 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 1 is... Wow. Every pause button is in Roman numeral too. This is fun. 1 more teaspoon, 2 better teaspoon. Win, win, 1-2. Sequential mind share. Wow. This is funny. Concept art. Stanley Parable 2. Oh, that's what's on the laptop. So you just have a bunch of options. We can't scroll through it. I like that too. Thanks for attending my meeting. Wow.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself
I'm
out.
hearing stuff in my
Game
headphones.
development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
This is funny. Who took the red marker? 2? Meeting plan. Is that a 9? Design pitch design, never 2 chat. Two. I saw the investor showcase. Crab, the ultimate sequel. Everyone becomes a crab, apparently. You found me. I'm the subject to the color palette of the level. What? Is a mug not wired to change its mind? Allowed? Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2. So just a bunch of 2s. 2. This is like schizo posting. So more of the things we read. There's nothing on the laptop. This way, 2? The show floor? Can we not take the bus? Goodness. Expo Hall 2.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Look, they have a merch section. Reassurance bucket. Infinite hole. Office decorations. This is the name. Where's the button? Here you're. See, I knew I could climb on these. Okay. Up there is something that we're not allowed in. 2. Wow. Name
For the
button.
Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim,
Wow.
seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim,
My
and
name
as
is
Jim,
Jim.
watching your dreams crumble into dust.
My name is Jim.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Always.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I don't know if I'm Jim yet. I think I'm ready.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described
Dang.
you. Do it again. Do it again. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
I want to see what's in
I
there.
suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play this. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
More twos. Can I climb these? It's like Roblox. Free achievement. This looks like somewhere that is actually going to progress the story. I don't want to just yet. Collectibles. Infinite hole is next. And then we can look at the jump circle. Can you find them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
That's intimidating. Wow.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
We're gonna look. Oh, they have a guide. Jump circle. Wow. You know I love these jump circles.
You know what? Let's bring the
And I'm
jump
out.
circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yes.
Oh, well. I
Give me
suppose
more.
it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Dang. Wow.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond
How
of.
deep
It's
can we
never been
dig?
done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I don't know. I want to jump in there, but I want to look around more. There's music. We're gonna get the achievement next and look around more.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Dang.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
We haven't seen. The reassurance bucket. I don't want to exit. The button that says gym. Where is the other stuff? The reassurance bucket. And then office decorations are next.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was
Okay.
confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem of the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Wow.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
How long can I? I'm taking it with
Can you
me.
feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I guess I'm taking the bucket. I'm gonna check out office decorations and I'm gonna throw the bucket in the
Does
hole.
anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece,
Wow.
it is.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Where's the hole? Then we're gonna exit. Bro, I'm lost. Where am I going? Where is the hole? Wait, settings world champion. I want to try that. What? I really like the sound that makes. The bucket is going away. Wait, where did the hole go? Why is it covered now? I have the bucket, so it's okay.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say
Wow.
so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
I kind of like this.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on
not
the
gonna
sooner
actually...
rather than later spectrum of
Is it not
things.
actually bottomless? We're gonna see.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you.
Wow.
You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Bro.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Fine.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I think we've seen everything. I want to exit now. I'm keeping the bucket though. I like it. I want to find the other collectibles, though.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yes. Briefcase. New mug.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes.
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
I want the collectibles.
Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Wow.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right. Perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Wow. So everything is the same. Begin the game. Bro, this ending is taking so long. Oh, the balloons are everywhere.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed him. Stanley picked up the bucket.
Okay. I think I am going to save. I don't think it will let me save. Okay, so we're just gonna rock through this and then we'll be done soon. Hello?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
I'll listen
the
to
door on
him.
his left.
Where are the balloons?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Will it talk about the bucket?
Stanley, can you feel it? The
Bucket?
broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No!
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
No, it doesn't.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning
No.
supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, wow. I'm taking the bucket.
You found one of them. One of the miniature
Wow.
Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Lit. I get the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So... that's a lovely purse. Extreme bathrooms. And there's soap. Okay. And there's just books. It's a nice office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Whoa!
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yes.
Was the bucket guiding him?
Always.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Bucket.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
What's back here? Okay, nothing. Bro, I'm so tired. There we go. This game just keeps going. I'm gonna see if I can look up.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket, soothing him comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I have to keep going until the ending so my progress saves. Brother.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I want to leave.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I don't really mind.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Is it like a meat grinder? What's going on? Okay. Where's the bucket? Oh, it's still there. Bones of steel. Holy crap. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
Dang.
To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
It's okay.
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
This is like Danganronpa. What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
No.
As Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into
Who
the
is
enormous
this?
metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed
No.
violently to death.
Bro.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket? Where did the bucket go? You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you? Okay, I'm not reading that. I am not reading all that.
Can you see how arrogant
Bucket.
it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
It's so bright. 25 buckets. Wow. What's back there? Bucket. Inferno bucket. Bucket.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
So true. Oh, I thought I was gonna jump. I'm taking the bucket. Uh-oh.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Why did the
Let
narrator...
Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine, Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new
I still have the bucket. Please tell me that's a new reset. Please tell me it's saved. Is it still... I don't know if this is still the same ending. 1 second. Stanley Parable 2 ending. Sequel ending. Because when will this end? Okay, so... 1 second. So you look at all the stuff, and Stanley gets new stuff. So these mechanics are now permanently added to the game. Huh. Okay, I think I should be good to end. Okay. Basically, bye. I'm tired. I'm gonna do my homework. Thank you for tuning in, if whoever was watching this. Thank you.